I had always harbored a deep-seated ambition to be a detective, fueled by a childhood fascination with solving mysteries and piecing together clues. So, when I finally secured a position as a homicide detective, my excitement knew no bounds. Little did I anticipate that my inaugural major case would prove to be the most bewildering and perplexing one yet. It all commenced with a call that shattered the silence of the night around 2 a.m. A murder had been reported at a remote cabin nestled in the mountains. As I hurried to the crime scene, my mind was awash with potential scenarios and suspects. However, nothing could have readied me for the enigma awaiting me. The cabin was enveloped by a dense forest, accessible only via a narrow dirt road. Stepping out of my car, I spotted a man seated on the porch, gazing into the distance. He seemed out of place in this solitary locale. Approaching him, I introduced myself as Detective David Williams. He identified himself as James, a struggling writer who had rented the cabin seeking solace to work on his novel. However, his tranquility was shattered when he purportedly witnessed a murder in the neighboring cabin. Pointing to the cabin next door, he claimed to have seen a man stab a woman before fleeing into the forest. Promptly summoning backup, I ventured into the cabin to investigate. Yet to my surprise, there was no trace of a struggle or a murder. The cabin was immaculate, with everything in its place. Upon further questioning, James stuck to his story. However, as we searched for the alleged victim's body, we came up empty-handed. The first discrepancy in James's account surfaced. As our investigation deepened, more inconsistencies emerged. James appeared disoriented, with his recollections muddled. One moment, he insisted he had witnessed the woman's stabbing. The next, he struggled to recollect any details. The police psychologist suggested James might be an unreliable witness. However, something about his demeanor made me question that assessment. I couldn't quite pinpoint it, but I sensed there was more to this case than met the eye. As our probe continued, events took a bizarre twist. We stumbled upon James's diary, which painted a chilling portrait. It appeared that James suffered from dissociative identity disorder, wherein he manifested multiple personalities. According to the diary, one of his alter egos was a murderer who had been assuming control of his body, unbeknownst to James. This alter ego had apparently committed the murder, leaving James oblivious to his actions. Suddenly, the pieces fell into place. The inconsistencies, the confusion, and James's fragmented memories all made sense. He genuinely believed he had witnessed a murder, unaware that he was the perpetrator. I couldn't help but feel a pang of sympathy for James. To live with such a condition, oblivious to its existence, was a tragic circumstance. Yet, as a detective, my duty was clear: to apprehend the murderer. I placed James under arrest and escorted him into custody. Driving back to the city, I couldn't shake off the events of the past few hours. I couldn't fathom being deceived by a murderer, my instincts failing me. Yet, I reminded myself that reality is often stranger than fiction, and appearances can be deceiving. Upon arriving at the police station, I handed James over to the authorities and made my way to my office. Sitting at my desk, drained yet relieved that the case was closed, my gaze fell upon a small note left on my desk. It read, "You may have cracked the case, Detective Williams, but the mystery remains unsolved. Beware, the truth can be perilous." With a chilling realization, I understood that this case was far from over.